Welcome back to another vid, man. Today's video we're gonna be reacting to rappers going to the hood for no reason. This is the dumbest shit niggas be doing. Like, why are you going back to the place that you almost got shot at 300 times? This is crazy. Let's get straight to this vid, man.
If you don't know who this is, it literally doesn't matter. But he is also the latest edition of a guy that went on No Jumper and went to jail right after he left. Why did he go on No Jumper? Who knows? Maybe he still thinks it's 2016. Anyway, the guy with no shirt on is Grove Hero, a comedian from Memphis that was just trying to run his business in Chicago and make some money, but then he met up with these two guys, who, like most people in the streets from Chicago, would tell you, oh, you good over here with me, ain't nobody gonna touch you. Well,
yeah, when niggas tell you that, bro, go ahead, leave the premises, bro.
so you see this guy and the one behind him? Yeah, the interview ends right after they appear because somebody started shooting. This guy, whose name is Breezy, is not supposed to be in this area. Anybody in Chicago can go to this area and be okay, but Breezy has been involved in a feud with the guys from this neighborhood for over a decade, and yet he still came over here like these Chicago streets are just a figment of his imagination. Like the stuff you see on the news is just make-believe. This guy, you don't know him? No problem. He's a rapper from Memphis who feels comfortable coming to Chicago, and that's fine. Millions of tourists visit Chicago every year. But being a rapper, this guy goes to the hood to try to fit in. And guess what? He got his car stolen. But why would they do that? Well, you pull up somewhere with...
Bro, you're not even from there and you go there and you get your car taken. Like, bro, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, bro.
15-year-olds are playing with guns and ready to crash out, and all they know you for is the fact that you rap and flash money. What you think they gonna do? Invite you to grandma's house for some cookies? These two guys had similar but very different situations. But the one thing they have in common is that they are both too old and have way too much money to be in the hood trying to fit in. A lot of rappers get it confused. Just because people in the hood listen to your music doesn't mean y'all can be friends. Much like an obsessed Taylor Swift fan that stalks her from city to city, there's always an ulterior motive. For some reason, these guys don't want to connect with the people that made it out the hood. They just want to be accepted by the teenagers in the hood who still live at mom's house. Look at Young Thug. The man lived on the most suburban block I've ever seen in the state of Georgia, and he still want to drop diss tracks accusing people of snitching, even though he himself said way too much whenever the police start asking him questions.
They said Roscoe way. I ain't finna.
And let's just make something clear. All these rappers pretend that they would never snitch. Oh, bro, that's breaking the code. Until the police sit them down and ask one question. It's just that,
Bro, when you got millions outside waiting for you, you got bad biddies, you got everything, foreign cars, bro, you gonna snitch, bro. You're not about to go sit down for that long, bro. And if you don't, you're a real nigga. We still gotta wait for the Durk trial, because I don't know. Durk might snitch shit.
back then, the guys at the top told the foot soldiers, hey man, y'all can't do this. You gotta stick to the code. Just so that you wouldn't get in their way while they do exactly what they just told you not to do. If we believe influencers are fake and only say things because they get paid for it, why would rappers be any different? Young Thug dropped a song called Insure My Wrist, where he literally says he has insurance on his jewelry. Smart move, right? That's what smart people do. What does insurance on your jewelry mean? Well, that means that if somebody steals it, you have to make a police report.
Like about $800,000 to $1 million.
That's snitching? Like if someone robs my house and I say, yo, officer, someone came in here and done robbed my shit, that's snitching, chat? I mean, I guess if you're in the street, then that's kind of like snitching because you're calling the cops. But that's why I'm not a street guy, bro. Because if someone run in my house, bro, first thing I'm doing is calling the cops. Nigga, I call them so fast, it would be...
For the jury, 800 to $1 million. It's all insured.
And kids, don't believe the rumor that anything happens to snitches when they go to jail, because 99% of them get out and don't get touched. And in most prisons, the snitches are hanging with the killers. You know why? Because most of the killers are snitches. If so-and-so killed 3 people but he got out of jail early because he cooperated with the prosecution, are you gonna walk up to him and call him a snitch? He killed 3 people. I'm not saying nothing to him. Sammy the Bull confessed to being involved in 19 murders. This man is a real-life serial murderer. And his testimony got John Gotti and Frankie Loke's life in prison.
Sammy the Bull.
This nigga got more murders than people's age, bro. That's crazy. And yeah, if I see that nigga in jail and I know he's a snitch, I'm just be like, hey, man. You ain't snitch on me. I ain't gonna hold
now
you.
Joins the ranks of those who have broken the cardinal rule of the mafia, omerta, the code of silence. And what makes his betrayal all the more shocking is the fact that he was John Gotti's best friend.
But are you gonna play with Sammy the Bull? I know he became a Christian, but this man will still step on you in broad daylight. I just had to make that clear because ultimately this video is about how misleading these rappers are to the kids. Not all rappers, of course, because the biggest rappers that sell the most albums don't portray this image. People like J. Cole.
Bro, if niggas that are in the mafia are snitching, imagine what your homeboy will do to get out. That niggas gonna snitch, bro. Be careful out here.
And Travis Scott, these are $100 million rappers, and they don't have to do this. And you would think it would show the other guys, but nah. We got a 30-year-old man calling himself Lil Baby, which you know I'm gonna never give him a break on this channel. It's nothing personal, but if you getting hugged like this, you gotta stop pretending to be a gangster. Gunna, now I respect Gunna. He ain't killed nobody or play like he was a gang boss in Atlanta, so he don't have to do life just to say he kept it real. Y'all can keep that, because if he were to get sentenced to life right now, some rapper in his circle would be trying to link up with every girl Gunna was messing with while he was free. These guys not friends. I mean, once again, a guy guy shot up a tour bus for Young Thug, and when the police sat Thug down, that homie was the first name he threw out. See, and this is why we need to normalize being a civilian. You acting like a gangster, but you wear dresses. Woody told on you, but Woody a killer, so you're not gonna do anything to him. And this is why I say that no snitching is a myth. That whole movement was invented by older gang members back in the day that wanted the young guys to take all the charges and jail time for them. It wasn't about no code, and somebody as old as these niggas should know that. And this was just a reality. Finesse 2 Times is 33 years old. The guys that allegedly stole his car don't even look 21. What were you doing around these kids, bro? Breezy, you 34. Why are you on the block that's been shooting at you since 2011?
Yeah, I feel like after a certain age, bro, it's like, come on, bro. Why are you coming back to the hood, bro? This nigga Matt Drake. This nigga was hanging around Drake, bro. Like 600 Breezy. Why the fuck are you even going back? Like, to prove what? Niggas gotta grow up, bro.
Half of your entire hood is dead, bro. You was with Drake, dumbass. You're not supposed to be nowhere around here without armed security. And by the way, Finesse 2 Times, I don't respect this dude. He dropped a whole song trying to justify why you should just pray to the devil. Like, alright, bro. The devil was one of these little guys in Chicago with more bullets in his clip than years he's been on this planet.
And now I don't even feel bad for this nigga.
Why you get what you get, no matter what you believe. You might as well just went to a psychic and asked what was gonna happen if you pulled up to the hood in a custom Hellcat. A grown dummy. This is why I'm glad that the kids nowadays care more about watching the IRL streamer than some of these guys, cause y'all lost. And before I move on, let me give you an example of what I'm not talking about. And I'm gonna use 2 guys from California on this example. Money Sign Suede, rest in peace, and EBK J-Bo. Suede was the son of some hardworking Mexican immigrants that fell into the LA streets at a young age, as he was only 22 when he died. And J-Bo is part of a very notorious group of guys from Stockton, California. And even though they both achieved notoriety in music to some point, I can't say that they were just coming back from $1 million homes to the hood, because neither of them fully made it out. Suede ended up being murdered in prison, and it wasn't about no snitching. He was just in the streets, and nobody knows for sure why he died, but of course there were rumors that it had something to do with money. And of course, Suede didn't even really have a chance to make it out the hood and go back, because there was only a 1-year gap between him finally making enough money to leave the hood and him going to prison where he would die. J-Bo is definitely on his way to living in a $1 million house, but this man being Stockton, California. I don't know if any of you guys ever been to Stockton, but unless you live there, you're probably not just gonna visit to see the homies. So I'm not
Oh, it looks pretty safe over there.
convinced that he made it out the hood yet. Point being, these guys might be rappers known for being in the streets, but they aren't men in their 30s still trying to pretend they're something that they're not. These are actually just young guys that was misled from a young age. Because once you get past a certain age, you don't have an excuse anymore. You gotta grow up. Moving on though, I salute the guys from Chicago like Von off 1700 and Bloodhound Q50, because even though they're both known for rapping about street activity in the city, you're more likely to see them live streaming or playing GTA than them standing around on the block around a bunch of guys that can't even buy a car. I don't salute them rapping about what they rap about and hyping up the kids, but I do salute the fact that they seem smarter than these old ass rappers. Once again, every time I see a little baby around the streamer, it always ends up with him doing something dirty, like stealing or trying to scam. Like, bro, I'm not hanging around no grown ass man to call himself a little baby. You older than me, bro. And if you getting hugged like this and still trying to play gangster, I'm not hanging around you anyway. You got guys like Kai Cenat that's gonna earn more in a year than most of these rappers can in a decade. And he ain't gotta go stand on the block in the Bronx and get shot at and look stupid. That's why the title of this video is rappers going back to the hood for no reason. Y'all not building schools, bro. Y'all not building housing, fixing up abandoned buildings. Y'all standing around with a group of guys that was born after 2005. Like, come on, man. Hanging around Michael Rubin might have been the most mature move that a lot of you guys.
And if you don't go back, they call you fake. They call you Hollywood. Oh, he left us behind. But like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas ain't doing shit. What y'all want me to do?
Made because Lil Durk, $1 million rapper, Grammy winner. Why is you still hanging in Inglewood? That's why you in jail, bro. And well, none of your homies real enough to tell you that. But then again, your ass in your 30s. Should nobody had to tell you that. I don't even stand around where I'm from right now. And I'm not in no $1 million property, bro. I'm just not a little ass kid no more. But these labels, man, put money behind the most embarrassing people, bro. And they look cool to teenagers. And that's cool. That's what music is about.
But I don't see none of these niggas that be around these rappers. I don't see them telling Lil Durk, yo, bro, maybe you should stop rapping about that shit. Maybe you should stop going to the hood. Because first of all, Durk's the breadwinner. And Durk ain't trying to hear that himself, nigga. He gonna look at you like, yo, get this weirdo out of here, bro. Get this lame ass nigga out of here. So I can't even blame the homies, bro, because Durk's literally the main guy. If Durk says, yo, no more this, no more that, it's none of that. That shit gonna stop. So yeah, you can't blame nobody else but these old ass rappers. You gotta understand
that you never gonna be able to relate to these kids, bro. You just something they play in the background. But I just had to make this video once I seen Finesse get his car stolen and a bunch of other things. Cause y'all the reason that old white people that live in rural towns think that this is what black people are like, bro. Cause none of you niggas go hang around the black lawyers and judges. Y'all going around kids, bro. Need to be on the watch list. But that's all I got, man. I'll see you next time.
Hey man, this was a good vid, man. Quick vid, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next vid.